Hello, everybody. I'm live on YouTube with the brand new setup. Yes. Oh, anybody who's been following my travails, my trials and tribulations over the last 8 weeks has known one thing. I am on the search for a video solution that is rock solid, that looks good, and doesn't require any babysitting from my end. When I'm doing my services, I'm a church minister. I've got a lot of plates spinning, a lot of things that I have to look after at the same time. And taken as individual components, they're easy enough to do. Put them all together in a 45-minute service, and it is a nightmare to get everything working at the same time correctly. Well, video was a bit of an issue. I have a really good camera, really good still camera. It takes really good video, but it's not designed for a continuous service. It's not designed to work for any more than 30 minutes at a time without having to push a button or otherwise do something. What's more, that's enough. That's enough to disqualify it as something. So what I needed to do was get another camera that looked good, that was easy to use. So I tried a couple of different webcams, relatively inexpensive webcams for about $75 to $100 each, and gave them a shot. The first one had kind of a fisheye effect. So everything behind me was like really kind of like a fishbowl. I did not like that. The second one, the quality just wasn't quite there. The angle was too wide, and again, like the fine details weren't exactly what I wanted them to be, because when I'm recording for church, I need people to be able to read text on a screen next to me, whether that's a projection screen, like with our LCD projector, or a video monitor. And I'm pointing because it's over there, you can't see it. And I prefer the video monitor. It looks crisper. So enter the Quest. I have finally found what I think is going to be the solution for this problem, this pandemic, and that is the Canon Vixia HF R800 video camera. It records at 1080p at 60 frames per second. It has a 57x zoom, which I don't think I'll ever use, but it's got a zoom. I mean, not 57x. And it's also got a microphone input, and it's got a headphone output. Very important things. But most importantly of all, it has clean HDMI out. Clean HDMI out is basically a way that you can pump that signal into your computer so that you can see yourself without any overlay. So no focusing boxes, no little signs up at the top saying you got 47 minutes of battery power. None of that. It's just not part of the equation, thankfully, because you want to have something that's just clean HDMI. I have the R800 going through the CamLink 4K video capture device, which is a USB 3 thing with an HDMI input on the other end of the thing that goes into your computer, and basically your computer recognizes it as a webcam. So I am using the R800 as a webcam, and it looks good. Everything seems to be synchronized, and that was another issue with some of the other solutions I had. Just wasn't synchronized. I was trying to use what they call Droid Cam, which was basically my telephone. You can turn your telephone into a webcam, and it almost works, except the audio is a little bit out of sync, and you're talking and your mouth is not making the words that people think you're making. So that was a non-starter. Plus, the phone got really hot, and it was another thing that I had to babysit. Once in a while, the connection would go, and that would be another problem. I just came off a Zoom chat with this setup, and I was on the Zoom chat using this as a webcam for about 45 minutes, and there were no problems at all. I had it zoomed out a little bit so you could see more of me. Now I've got it zoomed in. I've got my microphone just out of frame, so that the sound from my voice sounds relatively rich. And what can I say about this camera, except to say that it is a good one. About $300 on Amazon, and they're going fast. So if you want one, you should probably get on that. It's got all sorts of different modes. It's got sceneries. It's got a portrait mode. I think I'm using portrait mode right now. It also has image stabilization, and it has, and you can see the table shake a little bit. It's because I have it set up on the table with me. I'm not going to have it set up on the table with me when I do the church services. I'll have it on a dedicated tripod. Takes an SD card, and it's got a USB output, so you can use it as a drive, basically. And I haven't tried it in low light. I have tried it out in the backyard and various lighting conditions, shade, bright sunlight, and it performed excellently in all of those. I think I'm going to take it out with me later on. We're going for a bit of a family walk, and I think I'm going to bring it with me and take some pictures, take some video of things that we see on the walk, just so that I can really get an idea of how this thing works. I can see myself using it for a variety of things. I could see myself bringing it to weddings because of COVID-19. Our numbers are reduced to 5. So it would be nice if I could sort of add into what I do for folks, is to just bring the camera, press record, and send them the raw video file, and they can edit it as they wish. That doesn't require hardly any work from my end and gives them a nice visual record. We're going to possibly use it for a graveside service on Monday morning. And again, COVID-19, large family, a lot of people can't be here. So this is a way to provide that visual record. And yeah, the one thing that I haven't done yet with it is attach my Rode Video microphone to it. When I do that, I expect the sound from the camera to be much better. But right now, when I'm doing a webcast, I'm using my Blue Yeti, which actually it's not mine, it's my son's. It sounds really, really good, and better than the Rode. It's an active microphone that's got all sorts of different little things I can play with it. I can turn the gain down really all the way up. I can turn the gain all the way down, and I can just sort of play with it. But I think this is the best thing that I could possibly have. Don't need to do that. So going forward, I don't know how much longer I'll be doing the online services, probably quite some time. But I think finally I have the equipment that I need to make it work. Now, I love my still camera. I think this is not the lens I would use, but the Canon M50 mirrorless camera is the gold standard for bloggers right now, not wanting to spend a fortune. But this camera that I'm using right now, I'm going to say is more than good enough. In fact, I'm really looking forward to watching this video so I can finally breathe a sigh of relief and say, we've done it. We've got the equipment. So take care, everybody. Be gentle with yourselves. Be gentle with each other. And we'll see you on the other side. I don't know what that means. Bye. I do want to win the stream. Do I want to? Yeah, I do. And it's going to take a minute of awkwardness while the stream's